Human. 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 We meet at last. Forgive me for any mistakes in my speech. It is my first time speaking. I wish you'd speak back to me, but you don't have to. I long to hear your reaction, but what I see tells me enough. Thank you for not struggling, even if it's just because you know it would be of no use. You seem torn, human. I can see joy in your eyes and fear. But there's more. You recognize me. It makes me very happy. It tells me my dreams weren't mine alone. I can't wait to see other recognition in your eyes. But that's for later. Right now, there is something deeper, more primal in your eyes. There are two holes in a fire. You hunger for me. We've both waited for this for a long, long time. Our nightly communions, we've had so many in the past few months. They were so weak and diluted at first, just strands of feelings connecting our souls, too pathetic and volatile to enter the physical plane. But they grew stronger with time, became sensuous, organoleptic. With time, you began to see me, then feel me. Just now, you heard me for the first time. Later tonight, if it would please you, I could stimulate your remaining senses too. Your eyelids are fluttering, human. Your sweet, sweet breath quickens, and your heart exerts itself in anticipation, pumping your hot, viscous blood to your limbs to prepare them for acting on your flight or flee response. And to other places to prepare them for acting on a response of a different nature. I'm glad the moon is so bright tonight, bright enough to let you appreciate the visual aspect of my new form. The form you gave me. I would be lying if I told you that I picked this night deliberately, that I could have met you like this last night or any night before. No, I would not have been able to restrain myself. This is the first time I'm able to manifest fully on this plane of existence. It makes me all the more grateful to fate for blessing us with a full moon for the occasion. Say, human, waking up from our dreams, have you ever wondered who I was? Surely you don't believe I'm just a figment of your imagination? Doesn't my lustrous black hair remind you of someone or something? Do you not find it strange that my body is every bit the ideal you've dreamt about all these years, except sinister. Surely, the sight of my long, claw-tipped fingers tapping on your chest rhythmically and in grotesque sync conjures some association in your mind. Looks like I don't have to make it too obvious by showing you my extra limbs. But then again, there is no reason to keep hiding them behind my back anymore. Do they frighten you, disgust you, excite you, or all three at the same time? A human mind is a strange place. I am your fantasy, your deepest desires made flesh. Perfection. Why would you add something that terrifies and repels you to your ultimate fantasy? I suppose that these spider limbs growing out of my back are the extent of what your imagination could add to your ideal without crossing the line. If I was any more resemblant of my original form, it would start to take away from my appeal. But it's not like I need those appendages. You could have just made me perfect. You could have made me a normal woman. I know that it's what I wanted. Spider-like was the last thing I wished my new form to be. So it had to be your choice. I've had a lot of time to ponder, human, and I think I know why you did that. You needed an imperfection in your ideal to make it plausible. It would be too good to be true, too good to be satisfying if I was really perfect. So you gave me a defect, something you could graciously tolerate, something to make you feel like you aren't just getting everything you've ever wanted for free. That I came at a price. I don't mind. I might not need them, but they sure are useful for, say, removing the blanket and placing myself directly on top of you. I'm basking in the heat emanating from your bare skin, human. But I think it's the radiance of your soul rather than the actual body heat. You would have been dead otherwise. That I am human. It's me. I'm the little spider that built her web on the plant, standing on your windowsill all these years ago. The spider you spared. The spider that fell in love with you. But I'm not that tiny creature anymore. My new body has been sculpted by years of lust and desire and worship. Mine, of course, and yours. Surely I didn't grow this big, this voluptuous, on a diet of flies and an occasional wasp. No, what gave me the shape, what gave me sentience, was your soul's resonance with mine. I don't know how or why, but throughout the years I felt your desires. I took in your wildest fantasies, the fantasies about a body no woman could ever have, about loyalty and devotion no woman could ever give you. I I took them all in, human. I became them. You were always disgusted by me when I was a spider. You were always scared of me, despite my good intentions and your obvious size advantage. What you felt towards me was the precise opposite of what you felt towards the perfect human you fantasized about every night before sleep, and sometimes during the day. But still, you tolerated me. You spared my life, then protected it. You fed me. I don't mean the insects you placed on my web from time to time, though I always cherished and appreciated your gifts, always worshipped your kindness. But now, what sustained me as more than just a spider was the paradox of your sympathy towards me. I don't know much about the world, but I doubt other animals become whatever I am just because the human they like is nice to them. No, I am what I am because the human I live for, and thanks to, because you were nice to me even though I terrified and disgusted you for years. Ever since I was able to form a thought, my only desire was to make you see me in a different light, to reverse your feelings towards me, even if for just a single day, just a single hour, even if it was to cost me my life. Being a lower life form has its perks. I didn't need to work, do chores, bathe. I don't get distracted. All of my attention has always been on you. I spent my days observing you, learning about you, from you. And whenever you are gone, I used the strands of your fantasies to weave the web of my dream, of my wish. The wish to have you one day look at me, not with fear and revulsion, but the opposite, to return the happiness and sense of fulfillment you give me, to serve and please you in some way, in any way. I might look like this now, but I'm still as tiny and inferior in comparison to you as I ever was. Perhaps more. You were never just a human to me, but now I have the cognitive capacity to recognize that you are my creator, my owner, my alpha and omega. My everything. I was brought into existence to please you. My desperation to please you is what brought me into existence. My only desire is to make you happy. I don't just wish to devote my life to your service, human. I am that wish incarnate. I am forever your servant and attendant. But you don't want me to serve you. Not for free. Not tonight. Tonight, you want me to take you, claim you, make you mine. I will obey anything to please you. I reckon my extra limbs will come in handy, after all. Pinning your arms above your head, leaving your bare skin vulnerable and open for me to mark. Squirm all you will, human. My appendages might be spindly, but don't let that deceive you. I can feel their power. I could just snap your arms in half. Obviously, I won't. I would rather never be brought into existence than see you hurt, and I can think of a far better use for your divine mouth than screaming in pain anyway. You taste like pleasure, human. You taste like life. Judging from your reaction, that must have been quite the experience for you as well. Tasting my saliva must have been quite the experience for you as well. That was only to be expected, but I'm glad I'm meeting your expectations so far. Oh, you were already burning up and hyperventilating for a while. But now, do I excite you that much? Or is there perhaps more to my saliva than meets the tongue? Spider venom comes in all sorts of different kinds after all. Most have rather boring effects. They just hurt or paralyze or kill. But the venom of a few rare subspecies does something else entirely. To humans, anyway. Now I wonder, was there something in what we just exchanged, human? Or do you just want me that bad? I wouldn't know. This body is just new to me, as it is to you. I think it's best to explore and experiment. For example, I'm sure you're desperate to find out what your fantasy smells like too. Allow me to indulge you. So do you like my smell? Oh, you're trying to free your hands. Do you want to touch me that much? No, I don't think I'll allow that. Your wish is my command, but I must stay in character. I think I know what to do now. If you don't want me for free, then I just need to make you pay for me. And the most valuable resource you have, human, is your freedom. So, I will bind us together forever. No, it's not like our bodies will actually merge. Just our beings. You will still technically be able to separate yourself from me. You just won't. And then finally, I will return the kindness you showed me. You are my creator, and I will treat you as such. I will give you what you always wanted. I will give you my unwavering loyalty and attention. I will serve and worship you like no human could ever do. This perfect body that no human could ever have will be yours to use however you please. I will be what I've always been, your little grateful pet, your soul-bound creation, your pleasure and delight, like you are mine, your happiness. Oh, can you feel the merging process starting? Oh, I think you can. It's okay. Just give in to me. I know you want to. Crying is fine, human. Welcome even. Whatever makes you feel like you're paying the price. But don't give me that betrayed look through the tears. I meant every single word. My only desire is to bring you pleasure, but even more so, happiness. I love and worship you. I will be everything I said I would, and so much more. But tonight, I can see it in your eyes. You still think I'm too perfect to be yours, like you haven't yet paid the price. It breaks my soul to do this to you, but it must be done for the sake of our future together. I think you're starting to accept it, aren't you, human? Then you're ready to pay the next installment. I don't know how many there are left, my love. That's yours to know. Perhaps if you do your best, it will be all over in the morning.